All right, it looks like we're live here. Hi, my name is Samuel. I am an interpreter here for California State Parks. Right now, I am in Castle Rock State Park. Currently, this park is closed. There is a hard closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But other parks in Santa Cruz District do have soft closures. So if you live near a park, you can still walk there, you can still bike there. The parking lots are closed, but here at Castle Rock, there is a hard closure, so all the trails are closed, the campsites are closed, and the parking lots are closed. If you want more information about the closures in California in general, you can visit parks.ca.gov/flatten the curve to get more updates about what is happening with the COVID-19 situation. So like I said, I'm here at beautiful Castle Rock State Park. This is a park that is about 5,200 acres of beautiful landscape, lots of different ecosystems, about 7 different ecosystems. And it is known for its sandstone rock, which is a special type of rock. There are many rock formations in Castle Rock State Park. It is known for hiking, for backpacking, for very well known for rock climbing and other activities as well. So I want to give a quick land acknowledgement. This is the ancestral land of the Ohlone tribal people, as well as specifically the Achistaka tribe. All right, so let's get into our program. The title of today's program is Pumas, Cougars, or Panthers. So let's start out with a little song to get in the mood, to get our minds thinking, and just to loosen up a little bit to talk about our program today. So let me get my guitar. And by the way, I have a friend of mine, coworker, Alex, is going to be helping me out with some of the questions that might be coming in, so he's going to help moderate. If I don't see them, then he'll help. If I do see them, then I'll try to answer. But yeah, let's start out with a little song. Many of you are probably familiar with this song, right? In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. All right. So yeah, many of you probably know that song, are familiar with that song. But how is that similar or different than the name of our program? Pumas, Cougars, Panthers. I didn't hear that name in the song, but what word did you hear that is similar to all of those names? You guessed it, lion, right? So I just sung a song about lions. Might be a different type of lion, but we'll get into that. Today's program is about a very special animal called the mountain lion. It is also known as the animal with many names, right? So puma, cougar, panther, and mountain lion are all the same animal, right? And there's also many, many more names that you might not be familiar with. A few of them are red tiger, this is one I learned recently, catamount, and ghost cat. But there are many, many, many more names. You can find them on the internet with a quick internet search. There's also a local high school that has one of these names as its mascot. So if you know what that name is, then you can type it in the comments, and we'll get to that later if anybody guesses or knows what that is. So one thing I want you to take away from this program today is that even though mountain lions live here, you should not fear. So there are, things that you can do to prepare yourself if you see a mountain lion. And we'll talk about that at the end of the program, but you should not fear even though there are mountain lions here. So I want to tell you a quick story. This is something that happened to me about almost 10 years ago when I was in high school. I was driving to see my friend. I was with another friend. We were driving to my friend's house, and I park on the side of the road, and it's dark outside. There are no street lamps. The moon's out, so there's a little bit of light, but I turn off the car and I turn to my friend. I start talking to him, and all of a sudden we hear something on the roof of my car and then on the back of my car. And so both of us turn around to the back window, and right at that moment we see a very, very long tail, probably about this long, and two hind legs, and it jumps off the car and goes off into the night. And we looked at each other. We were just shocked. We couldn't believe if what we saw was actually happening or if it was, something that we had imagined. So we go into the house of my friend that we were visiting, and we tell her about it. We tell her what happened, and she says, "Oh no, that's not possible. You're lying. You're making something up. Maybe it was a cat. Maybe it was a house cat." And so we started to doubt whether what we saw was actually real. And so we sort of forgot about it. A few hours later, we go back into our cars and start driving back home. And on our way home, we see a few police officers. We see about 3 sheriff officers with their lights on. They have their headlights on, so they're looking into the forest. And in front of their cars, on the side of the road, is a dead deer. So there's a dead deer, a bunch of police officers, and there were some neighbors that had come out to see what was happening. So at that moment, we were sure about what we had seen. We saw a mountain lion, and that is a very, very rare thing to see. If you have seen one, and please comment below if you have, then you're very lucky. Most people don't get the chance to see them because they are very secretive, and stealthy means they can move around easily without being detected. They're very, very stealthy creatures. So after this incident happened and I was certain of what I saw, I asked myself, should I be afraid of going back to my friend's house, because he sort of lives in the woods a little bit? Should that stop me from going back to my friend's house to visit him? And the answer is no, right? Even though I was scared, I was really scared. I was, had never seen something like that before. It shouldn't stop me from going back. And that's similar to the lesson that I want you to take here, is that even though there are mountain lions in the Santa Cruz Mountains and in this park, you shouldn't be afraid to come to this park. All right? So I wanted to show you this quick picture of how stealthy, how cool and sort of what mountain lions can do. So they can climb up trees, and you can imagine maybe you're walking down a path and a mountain lion is looking at you from afar from a tree, right? So even if you haven't seen a mountain lion has probably seen you. The likelihood is that it's probably seen you before. All right, so mountain lions are part of a big family of big cats, okay? So big cats, there's a lot of different animals in this category. And mountain lions, or pumas, or panthers, I'll be using different words throughout the program to call them. They are most related to jaguars of the Americas, as well as the cheetah of Africa and West Asia. So there are cheetahs in Asia, which is something that I just found out. So how are they different than other cats? And I think we should use an African and Asian lion to compare to a mountain lion, because they have similar names. So the first difference is in the size. So mountain lions can get up to 2 or 3 feet tall. Okay, so that's about this tall. And they can get up to 9 feet, so between 5 and 9 feet long. That includes the nose all the way to the tail. But African lions, they are bigger. Okay, so African and Asian lions, they are about 3 to 5 feet tall. So I'm more than 5 feet. So African lions can be almost up to me, and they can also be up to 11 feet long. So that is a great deal bigger, a few feet bigger than a mountain lion. So I'm going to show you something very special right now. This is, before I show it to you, I'll explain because some people might be concerned, but I'm going to show you a mountain lion right now. And this mountain lion was a gift to the state parks. This mountain lion was poached, meaning it was killed by a hunter illegally, and this person tried to sell it online, and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, they found that this person was trying to sell a mountain lion skin, right? Mountain lion pelt online, and so they came to that person and took that away. So this is, after they confiscated it or took it from that person, they donated it to the state park. So that's why we have it. So we didn't do anything illegal to get this mountain lion. But I want to show it to you so that you have an idea about this beautiful animal, what it looks like, how long it is, and yeah, some other features. So I'll flip this camera around. And let's take a look. This is the Kirkwood entrance, by the way. Let's take a look at this beautiful cat. So this mountain lion is about 7 to 8 feet long from nose to tail. And so they can get longer than this, but you can see it almost fills up the whole table, right? So the whole table is almost as long as this cat. So you can see it's a very, very fierce animal. And I had only seen this a few days ago, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful animal. It's a shame that this animal was killed, but now that we have it, we can show people and educate them. So, like I said, this is about 7 to 8 feet long, and they can get even bigger than this. So I hope you enjoyed looking at that cat. Alright, so that was one difference. The size. So African lions and mountain lions are different sizes. Mountain lions are a little bit smaller. African lions are bigger. Okay. So the second difference is with identifying them, looking at them, right? So if you look at an African or Asian lion, you can tell which one is a male because of what? Their hair, right? So they have something called a mane. So you can tell which is a male lion. Sort of like my hair. My hair sort of looks like a mane, right? And African and Asian lions have manes as well. Mountain lions, it's much harder to tell the difference between a male and a female, right? They don't have hair that sort of differentiates them. Unless you're a biologist who studies these things, it's sort of hard to tell the difference. It's possible, but it's much harder than if you're just looking at the difference between an African lion that's a male and a female, okay? So the third difference is how they interact with other animals of their same species. Mountain lions are solitary. They like to be alone unless they're mating, unless they're taking care of their young or giving birth, right, to their kittens. They are solitary creatures, so they travel alone, they hunt alone, they do most of their living alone, okay? But on the other hand, as we're probably well aware, African lions live in big, big families called prides. So a pride of lions is a family of lions. And one more difference that I wanted to talk about is the sound that they make. If any of you have heard a mountain lion, maybe you can type in the comments, but a mountain lion, I had never heard of a mountain lion until recently, how it sounds. We're very familiar with how an African and African and Asian lions sound, but not many of us are familiar with how a mountain lion sounds. So I actually have a recording here. I'm going to play it for you so that you can hear the difference. Some people, well, yeah, I'll let you listen, and then we'll talk about what the sound sounds like. So here is the sound of an African lion. So that's a very familiar sound. You've probably heard it in Lion King or other movies that have lions in it. Here is a sound of a mountain lion. Maybe you haven't heard it before. So it's very unique, right? Some people have compared that sound to the sound of a human scream. And so the main difference between an African lion and a mountain lion is that mountain lions can't roar, right? That's a term that we usually associate with African lions. Mountain lions cannot roar. They don't have the special voice box that gives them that ability to roar. So they make other sounds, like I said, some that sound like human screams. They can also purr, but they don't have the deep sound that a lion has. Alright, so moving right along, where do mountain lions live? They live in many, many places. They live in places all the way up north in Canada to all the way down south in a mountain range called the Andes in South America. So they are the animal with the largest range of any wild land animal. So they take up so much territory of where they're able to live. They live in many, many different ecosystems that include forests, that include woodlands, which means a mix between forest and open space, and they also live in rocky places, right? Like Castle Rock. Castle Rock has very unique geology, meaning the rock formations are unique, and because of that, the rocks are able to form caves or dens. So mountain lions make their dens in these rock formations where they can raise their kittens. 2 or 3 kittens is about the average of what a mountain lion gives birth to. So mountain lions can be hard to track. Even though we know the environments that they live in, they can be hard to find. So some ways that scientists are able to find mountain lions is one, through their tracks, but sometimes mountain lions don't leave tracks if it's not muddy or if it's not snowing. So sometimes they just don't leave tracks. So what they do is they look for mountain lion scat, and scat is another word for mountain lion poop, right? And the way that they can identify mountain lion poop is it has a very strong smell, a very special odor, you might say. It also sometimes has bits and pieces of undigested meat inside of the poop or the scat. So that's one way. They also like to claw at different trees, and just like your cat at home, maybe your cat has a huge play structure that likes to jump on it, claw it. Mountain lions make marks on trees, and that is one way that scientists, biologists are able to see where mountain lions have been and where they're living. Another way that they find them is with their tracks. So if there is a muddy place where they're living, then they can find the tracks. And here is an example of some tracks compared to other animals. So the mountain lion tracks are the red ones here. And something that you can notice about them is that the inside part of their track sort of is shaped like an M. So that's one way to differentiate a mountain lion track from other tracks. Another difference that you might notice is that the mountain lion tracks don't have any claws. They don't have any claw signs. And this is because mountain lions, when they walk, they take their claws and retract them. They take them back, right? So here is an actual, a real life mountain lion claw. And so you can imagine when it needs it, it's out, when it's scratching something or when it's hunting, but when it's walking, it comes and retracts back in so you can't see it. So when it needs it, it's sort of like a pocket knife, right? Comes in and comes out. So, what do mountain lions eat? What do they use their claws and their teeth to hunt? Mountain lions mainly hunt deer. I read one study that said a mountain lion can eat up to 50 deer in a year. That's a lot of deer. They also like to eat other types of mammals, smaller mammals that they can catch, like squirrels or rabbits or skunks. So they eat a wide range of mammals. They are carnivores. But there's very, very rare documented situations where mountain lions will eat plants. But this is not a normal part of their diet. They are carnivores, so they mainly just eat meat. So mountain lions in this area are the top predator. So that means that there are no other predators that try to hunt mountain lions, unless you include humans, which has happened and still does happen occasionally. But mountain lions are the top predator, or the apex predator. It means that they, in this ecosystem, they don't have any other natural predators. So you might be asking, why is it important to protect mountain lions? Why is it important that we care about mountain lions? Maybe we're a little bit scared of them, but why is it important to protect them? There's a few reasons why. One of those reasons is that mountain lion populations are lower, much lower than they have been over the past few centuries. And this has to do with habitat destruction. The human population is going up, so there's more development in the area, more houses, more places being built, and that is taking away a lot of habitat from mountain lions. Also, hunting was very popular for mountain lions. Now it's illegal in California. But that is another reason mountain lion populations have gone down. An interesting fact is that mountain lions need a lot of territory to live. They need 13 times more territory than a black bear and 40 times more territory than a bobcat. So they need a huge space in order to live. So that's another reason their population's going down, is because their space is being taken. Mountain lions are very territorial. So just like you, if you have your own bedroom, maybe you share your bedroom with your sibling or your spouse, but you have your own bedroom that is all yours, right? If you choose, you can lock the door and not allow anybody in. Or if you choose, you can lock your house door and not let anybody in. Mountain lions are also very territorial, so they like to leave marks in the area, letting other animals or other mountain lions know that this is their territory. So that's another reason they need a lot of space, and they like to protect their own space. So that makes it so that their population is very, very spread out. Another very important reason that mountain lions are needing our protection is that they are what biologists sometimes refer to or call an umbrella species. So an umbrella species, if you think about what an umbrella does, is it sort of protects us from the rain, protects us. Maybe we have a computer in our backpack, but it protects us. And so just like umbrella protects us, mountain lions help protect the ecosystem. They are an umbrella species. One way they do this is by keeping the deer population down, keeping the deer population under control. So they are needed in order to protect the ecosystem. I talked a little bit about hunting in the 1990s. In the 1990s is when hunting of mountain lions became illegal. And so that is an issue that has helped protect mountain lions, but it's an issue that still comes up. Just last week, if you saw in the news, the California Department of Fish and Game just voted to protect mountain lions as an endangered species for another 12 months. So that's another protection that mountain lions have. And a biologist that works for the Center of Biological Diversity, a scientist that works there, called mountain lions ecosystem engineers, meaning that they help create and sustain the ecosystem around us. They have a very important role in doing that. So, should you be afraid? We talked about this a little bit. Should you be afraid to come to Castle Rock State Park or other state parks where you might find mountain lions? The answer is no. You should not be afraid, but should you be prepared? Yes, you should be prepared. So one thing you can do to be prepared is don't hike at night or at dusk or dawn alone, right? If you're going to hike at those times, hike with other people, hike with your family, hike with your friends. Another thing you can do is, if you see a mountain lion, try to stay calm. You don't want to show that you're scared, right? Another thing you don't want to do is turn and run. You want to back away slowly, raise your arms, make some noise, and just get away from the situation, right? But like I said, this is very rare that you'll see one. You should be prepared and educate yourself for what to do if you do see a mountain lion. So to sum up, mountain lions have many names. The animal with many names: catamount, red tiger, ghost cat, puma, cougar, panther. Those are all the same name, all names for the same animal. Mountain lions are different than other animals like African and Asian lions. So they're smaller. Mountain lions are smaller. They don't roar like other lions do. They live in many, many ecosystems, all the way from Canada in the north to the south in South America. And we need to protect them because they are an umbrella species. They protect and help sustain other parts of the ecosystem. So even though mountain lions live here, you should not fear. If you want to learn more about mountain lions in a local setting, you can go to a website that dedicates research to mountain lions. It is a partnership between the California Department of Fish and Game and UCSC, where they track mountain lions with collars and learn as much as they can about mountain lions. The website to go to for that is www.santacruzpumas.org. So www.santacruzpumas.org. All right, so I don't see any questions here. If you watch this video later and you ask a question, then I'll make sure to come back and answer it for you. But I hope you've enjoyed this program. Remember, this is Castle Rock State Park, currently closed, but you can find updates at parks.ca.gov/flattenthecurve to learn about when it will open back up. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you for watching.